Have you ever thought about why some people can easily get someone's attention while others are left out in the background? The truth is that it's not about looks or luck, but about learning how to make connections that really interest people. These aren't just platitudes or standard lines, they're strategies that get to the heart of what really interests someone. Today I'm going to break it all down for you. Remember what Will Rogers said? You never get a second chance to make a first impression. The key is to know how to create a sense of mystery. If you take the right approach, you'll leave a lasting impression that will stay with them long after the conversation is over. If you're ready to take things to the next level, stay tuned because I'm about to reveal the ultimate connection strategies that people can't resist. Trust me, these strategies will change the way you approach every conversation. Step 1. Accept humor. Mark Twain, a famous author and comedian, once said, "Against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand." Humor doesn't just make people smile, it breaks down social barriers in ways that praise can't. When it comes to making friends, humor shows confidence, wit, and a sense of control in social situations, all of which are very attractive. Step 2, make someone laugh. Get good at playing with fun. Early on, fun teasing can help you get closer to someone. It's about gently pushing them away to show that you're not completely sold on their charms. It's important to remember that it's never meant to be mean or negative. Instead, think of it as jokingly pulling their leg. And this method shows confidence and creates a special connection that many people find hard to copy. Avoid giving too many compliments. Consider this. When you talk to someone, don't just say the same old things like, "You're so beautiful," or "Your smile is stunning," because most people get nervous and do that. But people aren't just looking for someone to tell them they're pretty. They want someone who makes them feel something real. This strategy subtly tells them that your standards are higher and that you're smart enough to keep them on their toes. You're not quickly smitten, so they have to do more than just look good to earn your approval. That's why it works. Make a special changeable. Think about this. You smile and say, "You know, you and I probably wouldn't work out." You're not turning them down, you're making a dynamic in a fun way. This kind of funny pushback sets you apart and squares the playing field. No longer is one person chasing the other, but two people enjoying the contact together. You're confidently joking around. A lot of people avoid saying what they really think, but you're making it easy for people to flirt. The most important thing is that you show that you're comfortable enough to talk to them without putting them down. You're treating them like an equal, not someone to look up to. But there's a thin line. Being too mean with your joking can send the wrong message and be more annoying than if you try to be too cute. They might think you don't care, which is not the point. When you strike a balance between being attractive and teasing them, they remember why it works. Playful teasing is a good way to build trust because it shows interest and then pulls back just enough to keep them guessing. That's what draws them in. They want to figure you out. And the more they think about you, the more invested they become. Don't forget that someone who can make someone laugh, even when they're sad, is likely to be someone they can trust deeply. This is because it shows emotional intelligence and strength when dealing with problems. When people believe someone, they feel safe, especially when they are weak. So, accept humor and connection, and see how it changes the way you talk to people. Number 2, there is a lot of power in mimicking body language, and it can be an interesting, almost magical way to connect with others. Imagine that you're talking to someone and, without realizing it, you're both leaning in the same way, like a Dell dance. That's the power of mirroring. It's more than just moving like someone else. A small tilt of the head while maintaining eye contact says, "I'm here, I'm listening, and I'm genuinely interested." The beauty of this gesture lies in how simple it is, but it has a big impact on how connected you feel with someone. Just be careful. Glancing around or over someone's head sends the opposite message, which is that you aren't interested. In slow-motion videos, scientists have studied this phenomenon and found micro-synchronizations of small movements and subtle gestures that are almost invisible to the naked eye. These movements include quick nods, slight finger tension, stretched lips, or even minor twitches. These synchronized actions between close friends show how our brains recognize and interpret mirroring as closeness, even if we're not aware of it. It's as if our brains are saying, "This person gets me," which is something we all want, so why not give it a try? If you want to change the way you interact with someone, try mirroring them subtly. Lean in when they lean in, nod when they nod, and tilt your head a little to show that you're paying attention. The beauty of this technique is that it's not about copying, but about reflecting naturally. You'll be amazed at how it changes your conversations. Third, break the rules. Imagine you're chatting with someone who is interested in you. There's a bit of tension and mystery, but what really draws them in is a challenge, not one that makes them feel bad, but one that keeps them guessing and having fun. This dynamic invites them to flirt with you in a fun way. People are interested in people who keep them on their toes. Are you someone who just goes along with everything? Or are you someone who gives things a little kick and makes them want more? If you want to show how to do this when you're flirting, you could say something like, "My mum warned me about people like you who take advantage of me." By suggesting that they're trying to win you over and setting up the conversation so that they feel like they're the ones following, you're flipping the script in a playful way. Brings out your competitive side and keeps the mood light and flirty. The key is to keep it fun and never too serious. If someone is talking passionately about something, like their love of painting or cooking, you don't want to just agree with them. Instead, say something like, "You're going to have to prove that I'm not sure I believe you. Show me what you've got." This playful invitation creates a back and forth that's both stimulating and flirtatious. However, remember that timing is key. You can't just drop playful lines in the middle of a serious conversation. If the mood is too tense or formal, it can feel off, maybe even awkward. Instead, wait until the atmosphere is light, you're both sharing a laugh, and it's clear that you don't take everything too seriously. Once they know you're just having fun, this approach works wonders because it makes them feel like they have to earn your attention, not the other way around. Think of it like this: chemistry is born out of a mix of tension and relaxation. You don't want them to know exactly where things are heading when you say, "I bet I could make a better cake than you," during a conversation about baking your plant. The idea that you're their equal and now they have to show you up this subtle, competitive energy makes them more invested in the interaction, encouraging them to keep proving themselves because you've challenged them in a way that's engaging, not condescending. Dr. Helen Pfizer, an anthropologist who studies love and relationships, has talked about the role of playful competition in romantic attraction. According to her, this kind of flirty banter releases dopamine, a chemical in the brain that is linked to pleasure. It's a natural way to spark attraction and make a connection that lasts. Playful teasing is so effective because it causes a mood swing of highs and lows that keeps things interesting. Balance is the key here. You're not trying to beat them or make them feel bad about themselves. Instead, you're showing that you're strong enough to make fun of yourself and everyone else while keeping the mood light and fun. People will be thinking about you long after the conversation is over if you keep things light, flirty, and playful. This will make sure that both of you enjoy the moment and leave them wanting more. So what will you say the next time the conversation turns to something they're passionate about? Will you take it at face value or throw in a playful challenge to keep them guessing and interested? How will you balance tension and fun to make that irresistible chemistry? 4. Let your eyes dance. Have you ever thought about how powerful a single look can be? It's crazy to think that looking someone in the eyes for a matter of seconds can say so much. Make eye contact. Once you get good at it, you'll be amazed at how quickly it helps you connect with someone. People, especially women, are very perceptive and can tell if you're interested in them before you even say a word. The eyes can tell a lot about a person, like whether they're confident or nervous, genuinely interested or just testing the waters. But here's the trick. It's not just about looking. It's about making controlled eye contact. You want to hold her gaze long enough to show that you're interested, but not so long that it's awkward. For example, let's say you're in the grocery store and across the aisle you catch her eye. You hold the gaze for a few beats, then break it off with a friendly smile. That simple action says so much. It's like sending a strong but subtle message. I see you and I'm interested. What's so interesting about this is how it makes me curious. iOS, people are naturally interested in things that aren't clear or readily available to them. That short moment of eye contact followed by looking away adds a hint of mystery. Making eye contact in this way is like opening a door just enough for her to wonder what's on the other side. People, especially women, are naturally curious and don't want everything to be handed to them. They want something to be curious about and something that keeps them guessing. That makes you stand out from people who are too shy to make a move or who come on too strong. You're sure of yourself without being pushy, interested without being desperate. The real magic happens when you break eye contact at just the right time. Suddenly she's left thinking why he looked away. Was he interested or not? That bit of mystery draws her in and makes her curious. She has your name in mind. Don't just take my word for it. Study in behavioral psychology backs it up. Turn on the brain's reward system, which makes you feel more interested and attracted. It was said by Albert Morban that 93% of conversation is non-verbal. That means that your eyes say a lot before you even speak a word. That's the beauty of it. You can build stress with controlled eye contact. There was interest and a link without saying a word. Keep your cool and let your eyes do the talking. People are more aware of these small cues than you think. It's not enough to make her see you. You need to make her feel something, be curious and wonder. That's where the real magic is. It will make a difference if you keep it up the whole time. It's like dancing. You take a step, she takes a step. The eye contact draws her in, but it's the time and rhythm that make her want to lean in closer. You need to know when to look, smile, and leave. There is just the right amount of mystery. The great Will Rogers said, "You never get a second chance to make a first impression," and he was dead on. Making eye contact is a skill that will help you make a good first impression. Unforgettable. Sometimes all it takes to captivate someone is a look, a pause, and a little mystery. Have you ever thought about how powerful one look can be? It may be the most underrated skill you'll ever learn. Master number 5, the ultimate weapon. Push and pull. Push and pull is an old strategy that works by alternating between showing interest and pulling back. It's like dancing where you step forward, then back, and then forward again in a playful way. When you act uninterested, you push her emotionally away, and when you show interest again, you pull her closer. The goal is to keep things interesting by keeping her guessing about how you feel. Let's look at some examples. I have to stay away from you for a while because you're too charming and cute. You're making me so confused that I might like you too much. You can say these lines in person or through text, and it will get easier with practice. The key is to watch how people react and keep things light and fun. The best part is that most people don't know about this secret art of push-pull. Don't pay attention to the mental roller coaster sounds. Letting someone feel a range of emotions like anger or joy can make them more attractive. When someone experiences a range of emotions, the chemical dopamine is released, which is the same chemical we feel on thrill rides or when our emotions go up and down. People, especially women, like it when things are unpredictable because it keeps things interesting. If you can master this emotional push-pull, where you playfully make her emotions go up and down, it makes a connection that's hard to ignore. For example, let's say she rates your interest level at a 6 out of 10. You could then tease her and later raise it to an 8. It's all about managing those emotional shifts. As Mark Twain said, the secret to getting ahead is getting started, and that's also push-pull works best when you start the emotional dance with respect and care. Keep it light, fun, and positive, and don't push too hard or you might come off as uninterested. The power of push-pull lies in the emotions it creates. It's not about manipulation, but making a dynamic that keeps things interesting. So the next time you're talking to someone, think about how you can add a bit of push-pull to the conversation. Number 6, make a stir, then disappear. Have you ever noticed how the most interesting shows end with a twist that leaves you wanting to know what happens next? Now imagine using that same technique in your conversations. If the connection is strong and she laughs at your jokes, that's your cue to end the conversation. Don't wait for the conversation to slow down. Instead, end it in a way that makes her want more. For example, you could say, "I'm sorry to cut this short, but I need to take care of something. Let's pick this up soon." This doesn't end the conversation, but it does leave the door open for more. You're making her curious about what might happen next. Psychology tells us that people are pulled to things they can't fully have right away. This method works really well. The brain's dopamine system is activated by anticipation, making her eager for the next interaction. You create mystery, and mystery is magnetic. By controlling the narrative, you leave her intrigued without revealing everything. Now she's left on a high note, with thoughts of you lingering long after the conversation has ended. As the saying goes, always leave them wanting more. The wonderful power of a simple touch. Have you ever thought about how strong a simple touch can be? It's almost like we're built to figure out what every touch means, whether it's to show fear, anger, love, or understanding. Studies show that our sense of touch is up to 83% accurate, so give it some thought. How do you feel when you touch someone? Is it a light brush, a strong grip, or a gentle touch? Pat, there's a simple but effective flirting rule called the 5-5 rule. It says to touch the other person 5 times in 15 minutes. It could be as natural as a playful nudge or a light touch during a handshake. If you time it right, even the lightest touch can add depth to your words and make the connection stronger. Here's where things get interesting. The 3 H's of intimacy: hands, hips, and head. Imagine laughing at something someone said while talking to them and lightly touching their hand. It's minor, but it makes a difference. Imagine guiding someone through a crowded room with a light touch on their lower back or hip, silently showing care and attention. The head is the ultimate territory of closeness, whether it's a friendly tap on the shoulder or a playful brush of hair. The next time you're interacting with someone, ask yourself, what message am I sending with my touch? Could a small, thoughtful gesture change the whole energy of the connection? Soft touch is the key to learning the art of touch. Sometimes the smallest touch can have the biggest effect. It's not about playing games or using tricks to get what you want from a relationship. It's about real connection. Knowing what makes someone feel valuable and having confidence are important skills that people who learn to use these thoughtful techniques not only attract others, but also build strong relationships. Remember that being real is the most important thing you have, and it's what will make you stand out in the end. If you liked these tips, please support the channel by liking the video, subscribing, commenting, and hitting the notification bell. Click the bell to see more cool movies. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.